This is the Ring of Honor, a.k.a. Shane T, boy, the baddest champion you ever seen, boy.
This is Mr. Anderson.
This is good old JR Jim Ross, and you are listening.
You're listening to Knockouts and 3 Counts.
Cover! We got us a new world champion!
That might be one of the craziest knockouts I've ever seen in my life.
Knockouts and 3 Counts is the podcast, baby! It's the real deal, baby!
Knockouts and 3 Counts starts now.
Ooh, what up, though? This is Knockouts and 3 Counts. It is Thursday. It's almost time to step into that Elimination Chamber. But before we do that, we got to give you our picks, talk about the party and that beautiful belt on Ant's shoulder that you can win if you come to our party this Saturday. DraftKings Social in Troy. Make sure you're out there. What up, though? Philly B, I heard you're coming through to the party. You could win you the motherfucking belt. You heard Bob Holly. He had an idea. His idea was give him the motherfucking belt. And how you doing on a Thursday?
I am doing wonderful, man. Birthday was yesterday. I'm feeling great.
Happy birthday. How old are you?
100? 38 years old now. My niece said that shit to me yesterday. But no, I'm 38, man. So shit, we here.
Getting up there, man. We're all getting up there.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We're just getting better, as they say. You know what I mean? We're just getting better.
Yeah.
Slower, but better.
Still gotta do the old man
said slower.
Still gotta do the old man grizzly, go to the doctor and all that, run some errands on my birthday. You know, we gonna party. We gonna have a great time this Saturday though. So that's what I'm doing about my party in.
Damn right. You know, speaking of good times, I want to give a shout out to last week's guest and past guest of the show, Reese Kelly. You know, he was in the ring and I was on commentary for Mitten Muay Thai. Can I tell you, I had a damn good time on Saturday. I saw 2 spinning back fist knockouts. Motherfucker got knocked out like cold, just like bam. And I'm just like, you know, and like, and then you're commentating it, right? How do you not like? Oh shit! Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Did you go full JR when that happened? That's the question,
I didn't swear, but I mean, dude, look, you would if you didn't know that I was a pro wrestling guy, you'd hear my commentary. Although you can hear my commentary in quite a few places.
I mean, it's on pay-per-view. You can say what you want, right?
See, that's what I'm saying. Shout out to Millions, which we are live on Millions right now as well. You can watch that on there. May 24th, though, I'm gonna be back for 4-ounce glove Muay Thai.
Oh,
holy shit!
Yeah, you about to see
somebody's gonna get beat up, dude. Somebody is gonna get beat up, bro.
You might want to wear a different suit that night. Wear you a dark colored suit.
You know,
yeah, don't wear
my
light,
suit.
Man.
No, the light suit's still stained from the last time. My man was leaking. He had like a whole flap over his eye by the time the fight was over, dude. But Mitten Muay Thai 5 was dope. Shout out to Reese Kelly. Didn't go his way, but he'll be bounce back and he'll be back. Mason Schla, he had a great fight. Dude, there was just a lot of knockouts. What up, though, Chris? I had, like I said, good times. Shout out to Phil and the boys at Mitten Muay Thai. I'm looking forward to being back May 24th for that. I'm taking a road trip to Indiana for that one, so we'll see what happens. First road trip in the new car. Let's see how this goes.
You whip to the test. Let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it was going to happen eventually. So, with that being said, there's no time like the present. And with that said, it's almost time to step into the Elimination Chamber. I am looking forward to this weekend because it's see, there you go. Shout out to Philly B. I'm really looking forward to this because it's another one of those where it's like you really don't know how it's going to go in a lot.
It's very, very unpredictable. It's very unpredictable.
And I love that. Wrestling is best when it's unpredictable.
I'm cool with it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Appreciate it, Phil.
What are your guys' overall thoughts from 30,000 feet before we get into breaking down some of these matches?
You said what now, bro?
I said, so what are your guys' thoughts from 30,000 feet, like on the Elimination Chamber as a whole? Like, how are you guys feeling going into this one? Like, what are your thoughts on what we're going to see before we start getting into some of these matches?
I'm gonna say we're gonna see some things that are predictable, but we're gonna see some surprises as well. I think we're gonna see some cinema.
I like where we're at, like as far as the road to WrestleMania. Like they're as predictable as we can make it, because we've been wrestling fans for all these years. We kind of know the things that are coming. It's very back and forth. You know what I mean? Like we still don't have a clear cut of what's going to happen. And throwing The Rock in the mix just kind of threw it all upside down.
He just threw a monkey wrench in every fucking thing.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what they, you know what I mean? That's what they want. They want the unpredictability going into this match, but
because
it'll be answered though this weekend. So
because all wrestling fans now are fucking insiders, so they think they know everything. Want to be able to, they just don't like to be surprised anymore. And we're being surprised right now. Like the Jey Uso shit surprised the hell out of me. Did not expect that to happen.
Yeah.
Now we're starting to see like they're becoming very unpredictable. So I'm looking forward to it, man. Like I said, with The Rock and Cody, that situation, that's gonna be a movie. It's gonna be a big movie. Like I'm ready to see what's gonna happen with that. I don't want to keep going straight, but we're gonna see a lot of crazy things right now.
There's so many side stories to the story. You know what I mean? So we got like so many ways we can go with this.
Yeah.
Well, dude, you kind of like led right into one of the things that kind of like stuck out to me. Like, what do you guys think about the fact that usually when we see the Elimination Chamber, it's usually, it's usually for one of the titles. But I mean, I don't know why. I guess maybe it's just me thinking this. If you guys are watching this, chime in the comments if you thought the same as I did. But I don't know why, but I guess I kind of just thought that the Elimination Chamber was going to end up being centered around the World Heavyweight Championship. So when Jay chose Gunther, I'm like, well, oh shit, how is this going to work? Because now they all got to go towards Cody. I feel like that throws like a whole different dynamic to it when you think about it, because with it being Cody's title, I mean, think about how all those scenarios could really like manifest itself. When you think about like in the men's elimination chamber, you got John Cena, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, Damian Priest, Seth Rollins. So pretty much every one of those guys is going to be a different story for Cody, unless it's unless, like I said, obviously we've got this whole stare down and situation with The Rock, but that pretty much almost guarantees, unless The Rock throws a wrench in it, that we're going a different route for him than the bloodline. So, I mean, what do you guys think about the fact that it's Cody's belt and like the way things are shaping up heading into it?
I think with it being Cody's belt, it makes it more interesting. Because say if it was Gunther, it would be like, all right, we're just gonna be Gunther for this title, but with this here is like, it's very interesting. Like, because my theory is I don't think Cody's gonna sell his soul, but somebody in that Elimination Chamber is. And I threw a couple names out there. I'm looking at Punk. I'm looking at Cena.
You think you would think CM Punk could sell himself to The Rock?
Yeah, I think
he's already got the favor from Heyman.
Look, man, I think there's something there with that shit. I think we might get like a Hogan-esque type heel run with Punk being corporate Punk.
I was gonna say, I mean,
they got a lot of meat on the bone with that. So I'm looking at that. I'm looking at Cena probably selling his soul. Finally get the heel Cena run that everybody been looking for. But then again, he's selling all this merch. So it's like, I don't know.
Well, and that was another one of the questions we're going to have to talk about too. Does John Cena have to win? So, I mean, like I say, it's interesting to see how that goes. What do you think, J-Bone?
I got so many things. These things, like I said, I told you earlier, my kid just talks and talks and talks about possible scenarios for everything wrestling. So like we just throw stuff back and forth. But believe it or not, this 10-year-old in here made a good point that CM Punk is owed a favor. Now, and this is coming from Lily, she thinks that CM Punk is going to win this match. The Rock's going to do that thing he did last year and take over that WrestleMania main event. And Punk's favor to Heyman is to have Roman call out The Rock and put the Ulafala on the line. that way, Punk's championship match is left to Cody. Now we get Rock and Roman at WrestleMania for something more important than a title, being the Ulafala. And there's your WrestleMania main event.
And then there was another thing I was thinking about too. After that promo Seth cut on Monday with Cody, like, I'm thinking that Cody will probably accept The Rock's offer at WrestleMania while he's facing Seth Rollins for the title. So I'm like, maybe Seth Rollins do win the Elimination Chamber. We get Seth and Cody for it. And then Cody goes over again because he sold his soul to The Rock. Because remember, Seth said, like, don't make me hate you. You do this, I'm going to hate you.
Yeah.
What if Seth's the one that ends up turning on him?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I thought about that too,
That could
man.
be a great way to become a good heel right there.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
And
man.
we already know Seth's a diabolical bastard like that didn't do that.
But another diabolical bastard in that match is Drew McIntyre. You know, and Drew and Rock got a
corporate Drew would be great too.
That would be great too. So there's a lot of things that's going on in there right now. Like, I like what Priest is pretty much I think Priest gonna be put somewhere else. Logan Paul is Logan Paul, whatever. But between those four, those four had the potential to be like, you know, that corporate champion that we're pretty much about to see.
Do you really think though, like, do you really see Cody as like corporate champ?
I can see it.
I can
see it. I mean, he already kind of very politician-like right now with his promos and coming out there in the suits and shit. You know, and this would be
but
right.
I mean, Ric Flair wore suits and shit too.
Yeah, but Flair wasn't political-esque like how Cody is.
Hey, some of the top heels in the game wore suits as champions.
Yeah.
You know I mean, look at Triple H. He's another one. You know what I mean? Just, I think it fits perfect.
Yeah, it fits perfect for Cody, but you know, like, just think about it. CM Punk in a suit with the title. You know how crazy that would fucking look?
That's Stone Cold Steve Austin 1998 style, dude.
Yeah, man, that would look so fucking crazy. Yeah. Like, I can see that shit, you know? So,
I mean, I just think that we got to go back to that whole favor thing. The whole favor. It's got to be used in a way.
That favor is hanging in there. That favor is definitely hanging in there right now. And I think that shit.
A lot of people are forgetting about it, but it's got to become used here real soon. It's that time, you know what I mean? So I really do think that, like, something's gonna happen with Roman, and he's gonna get involved somewhere. We don't know where.
If Roman pulls up, that means he's fucking Seth up. He's gonna fuck Seth up, and I think we're gonna get Seth and Roman at WrestleMania if that happens,
which I love. And that could be the reason that Seth loses the Elimination Chamber. That could be it right there. You know,
I'll say this though. I would say, you know, especially with where both guys are at in their career, like, I think a Roman versus Seth run now, like with Roman having had the run as the tribal chief and like Seth, you know, having all the different iterations he's had from architect to all the different things of what we're seeing now. Like, I think that story could be even better than when they were trying to play with that before now, like with both of them being like such established dudes at the top, you know, for so long. Like, now it's really like a really who's better, you know?
I mean, just make it a blood feud, and then, you know, you got something here with this. Like, out of the times they've both been playing clean, it's 2-2. Seth got 2, Roman got 2. So it's like, you know, the tiebreaker could be at WrestleMania, like who's the best man and all that, you know. So
we're just adding. If we do that, we're adding to a legacy rivalry, much like John Cena and Orton.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those rivalries. Yeah, it's going to be one of them rivalries you could have on 2K28 or some shit like that. You know, just breaking everything down and all that shit. It could be on the A&E special, the rivalry of Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns.
Right. And
it's crazy because I didn't expect those two to have this great rivalry. I always thought it was going to be Seth and Dean. Yeah. And theirs are great. Theirs were pretty good too, but it's not on the magnitude of this shit right now.
No.
It's so much fucking.
Well, I mean, because that was the whole reason I asked that, because both guys are on such different levels now. Yeah. Like, think about it. I mean, they wanted Roman to be a top guy for a long time, but it wasn't until he really got into the tribal chief character where people really were like messing with Roman like that. Now, Roman is bona fide, probably the biggest star, you know, in WWE. Cody might be right now while he's a champion, but I'm saying Roman has fully cemented himself as, you know, that guy too. I mean,
Think about it. They had Jordan endorsing the guy.
Yeah. And then, you also got to look at this too with the both of them. The both of them really, you know what I'm saying? They were part of one of the greatest factions in WWE. Both are Grand Slam champions. So like these are legendary wrestlers, legendary people in the WWE. Well, and all that. So there's a lot there. There's like who's the best one, and that's pretty much where it's at right now. Like who's better? Who's better, Roman or Seth? And that's where we're at with it, man. It's just like no title needs to be involved. This is for legacy purposes.
Now, if we pivot, I mean, who knows? Like I said, there's so many ways this whole thing could go. If we pivot to, let's say, Punk versus Rollins at WrestleMania, which is definitely a WrestleMania caliber match, what happens with Roman Reigns? What happens with The Rock? What happens if John Cena wins? You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many things that could happen here. But I feel like we need a place for the bloodline still in all this because.
Well, that's what.
Go ahead.
I was going to say that's what I was going to ask, right? Because, you could say you could do Seth versus Roman, but realistically, is Roman really done with the bloodline? Especially now that we see Solo come back around. You got Jacob Fatu is a much more prominent force on the other side now. Like, I wouldn't be shocked though if we got Solo versus Jacob.
Oh no, that's gonna happen.
I love that.
That's gonna happen. And I think really right now the main bloodline story is probably gonna be on ice for a little bit because they're gonna focus on this side quest with Jacob and Solo. Because I think Jacob is gonna go ahead and have his own faction. They're gonna kick Solo out. And I think that's when he's gonna be with the Tongans, Tongaloa, Tamatonga, and then you probably gonna end up calling up Hikuleo. The Hikuleo. Yeah, there you go. So
I got your back.
Yeah. More ways to get these guys in, man. And it's gonna be great though.
And I think like later on, Solo's gonna try to join back with the bloodline, and then that's how that shit's gonna happen.
Yeah.
They forgive everybody in the fucking bloodline.
Right.
Hey man, I'm just saying it. I've said it on the show for a long time, even when he was still in MLW. Jacob Fatu is money. Gonna be money. I think he's already more than proven his worth in WWE, dude, and I think it's dope. Philly B's asking, do you think it'll be it's not just one person, but actually a whole faction turning on Cody?
I like that idea. I like that idea because they've toyed with it with Kevin Owens and obviously Seth, Drew.
He said like a modern day version of the corporation.
I mean, yeah, we've definitely seen shit with Kevin and Drew. They've seen things of that. Seth has definitely been like a wild card in that shit too. But I think what's going to end up happening, the corporation is definitely coming back. That's definitely going to come back, and then you're going to have.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah, and then you're gonna have your whole like Avenger type thing with Cena, Punk. If Punk don't join, Cena, Punk, and whoever the fuck else, man. So they're gonna have their Avenger type thing. So I don't know, man. We're gonna definitely see something, but we definitely going into like the next big faction that we're about to have. We had the corporation, we had the authority. There's gonna be some. There's gonna be some other corporation type shit. And it always makes some good TV sometimes. So.
I always liked a good faction too.
So one spot I hope happens in this match though. I hope that all 5 of the other guys just beat the hell out of Logan Paul for like a good 2 to 3 minutes. Like just trade finishers around, man. Just put this dude out. You know what I mean? As good as he is, like I said, he's so good, dude, for what it is. But
it's infuriating how good he is, man.
Yeah,
it's infuriating.
Like I don't know the word, but like
it just shows how much of a fucking athlete he is.
Yeah.
But it's like, God damn, this asshole is this fucking great. And it's like
I love to hate you, dude. I love to hate you.
But you have to give that man his props, man. He took to that shit like a fish to water, man. It's
and he's so easily, you can tell he easily annoys the crowd. So if he can get in there and get his
don't give a shit.
Yeah, and then just have everybody just whoop that ass. You know what I mean?
And I'm glad they kept him heel because they tried it with face Logan Paul. I'm like, it can never work.
No,
it can never work.
No, I couldn't imagine actually.
No, man, it was like the whole when he was feuding with Roman and shit. They try to make him a face. I'm like, oh no, this doesn't work.
Yeah,
but okay, so that brings up the other side of this. Before we start making picks on matches and stuff, like if CM Punk loses, what does he do? The thing that jumps out to me is facing Logan Paul. But
yeah, that's gonna end up. If he loses, they're gonna go in that direction. Cena versus Logan Paul, and I mean not Cena versus Logan Paul, Punk versus Paul, and I mean I wouldn't be mad at
play
it.
into his favor though.
That's another thing too. I don't, if it happens with Logan Paul, we're probably not gonna see that favor until like the night after WrestleMania or some shit like that.
That's another good option because that's a way to make the Raw after WrestleMania a big deal. What do you think, J-Bone? If he loses, if he doesn't win, who does he go with? What's next for him?
It's so hard to. It's almost like a must win for him because I mean the favor you can't okay, I need that favor done. It's not like you can just give him a title shot. It ain't in his control. You know what I mean? So it's good. Maybe
it'd be different if Roman had the belt, but
right. Maybe he loses and he said, "I need that favor. I need Roman at WrestleMania because I need my shit to matter."
Let me tell you. He can put that favor in at the night after WrestleMania and says, "I want to face Cody for the title," because Paul has direct contact with the final boss. Can make that happen, and then that might be him selling his soul right there.
Could be, yeah. It could be a way to get it off of Cody. I guess it's crazy because it's all going to come back to what's The Rock going to do? What's The Rock doing? You know what I mean? So it's,
and I was like, oh man, when they say he's coming, he just took over. I'm like, here we go with this shit again. Like, here comes our drunk uncle, and he came out there. He was definitely drunk. The whole like, I want your soul. I want your soul thing. And I was just sitting there like, okay, this is interesting now. And then Cody was just selling it. Cody sold the fuck out of that shit. Yeah, he looked so confused, like, huh? Like it was hilarious.
He knows what a crazy bastard he could be.
I just feel like if anything, just because of the way they're building it up, if Punk doesn't win, I feel like Logan Paul's where he's headed.
Think so?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
That'd be good.
I think so.
That'd be good. At least on the mic, it'd be really good. And Punk can get down with Logan still. That's a different type of match for him.
Or you know what I'm saying? What I've also was kind of noticing too, it might be Paul versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania.
That would be great too.
I don't think that would be bad at all, to be honest. I feel like that would actually be pretty fucking good.
Yeah, because I was hearing rumors of Styles versus Fed at WrestleMania. I'm like,
I wouldn't be mad at that.
I wouldn't be mad at that at all, but I'm more intrigued by Paul versus Styles because I think they can definitely put on a date. We can get something special out of that.
Okay, yeah, what about John Cena though? Does John Cena have to win this? Because he didn't win the Royal Rumble.
And that's crazy because you know what? Yes, he does. He does have to win this.
I feel like he does.
Yeah, like how I feel like Punk has to win this too. This is what's great about this shit. Like we really feel like they have to win this shit. Hell, I even feel like Drew McIntyre got to win this shit because what the fuck is Drew gonna do at WrestleMania?
See, I don't think Drew. Don't get me wrong. I know Drew wants to win, but I'm saying I don't necessarily think that Drew is. I don't think it's as crucial for him. Like when I look down the list of them, right? Like John Cena, if he doesn't win, how does he get anywhere near a title at WrestleMania? CM Punk,
Money in the Bank.
I know that there's more options, but I'm just saying if it's going to be his last WrestleMania, then that really leaves you like, where does he end up?
Yeah.
Or for that said, I mean, to me, really, when you look at the list of names, like it comes down to John Cena and CM Punk for me. Yeah. Like those two are the ones that it's like, what if they don't win? Because not that Drew McIntyre doesn't want to win, need something to get back into the world title picture. Not that they haven't been pushing Damian Priest and that Damian Priest would be a good world champion. It's just something about that. Like, man, if Cena loses again, what the hell is he going to do? And then especially because this is either way, even if he is going to keep going the rest of the year, like he said, this will be his last WrestleMania.
Yeah, it don't get no bigger than this. Your last WrestleMania match, if it ain't for the title, it's not getting any bigger than this.
You
It ain't
think
gonna
we're
be
getting
bigger.
Cena versus Drew? Wow.
Now,
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at
I
that.
wouldn't be mad at that either.
I'm not mad at that. That's actually would be great for Drew because I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. I mean, hey, and you know how it goes. Like we talked about before, Kyle. You got to put the newer guys over on the way out, and that'd be a hell of a way.
Drew's
for
not
Drew
a
to make
newer
big
guy,
come up.
but
right. But he can get bigger, I guess is what I'm saying. So having a good match with John Cena at WrestleMania would do a lot for his resume.
Yeah. And and Cena has time to go for a title. Like he has time. So they can happen at that that PLE I'm hearing they're trying to make for him, Ruthless Aggression. So it can happen at that.
I heard that too. When are they trying to get that in there?
I don't know, but I think it's supposed to be happening in Boston. So I'm thinking like somewhere like around September, October, or some shit like that.
Which would be good.
And,
so just foreshadowing into the future, what if maybe he loses? It's a big story because he lost. How's he going to find his way back? Money in the Bank comes around, he wins that and says, here's what I'm going to do in Boston on my final days. I'm going for that record title.
And I'm going to win that
and
shit.
You can build that. You know what I mean? That's going to sell the place out instantly.
I'm going to win that shit in my hometown. So, and the crazy part is he doesn't have to beat Cody for it. You know what I'm saying? Like whoever has the WWE Championship, you could probably go out there, whoever the fuck, if Jey Uso have it or, all that shit.
I kind of hope it's either CM Punk or maybe somehow The Rock, because I'd love to see that last big title, record-breaking title reign be over somebody like that. You know what I mean? Somebody, I don't want to see it be somebody new. You know what I mean? I want it to be like a classic thing. Even Randy Orton would be great.
Randy Orton would be a good one. Really, it honestly, truly, it would have to be Cody, but it would have to be the heel Cody. It's just like I said, we don't know what the fuck is about to happen. I love
like we said, as predictable as we can make it, it's so unpredictable right now
because we just don't fucking know, man. We really don't.
It's a good problem to have in WrestleMania season. So
yeah, great problem.
I'm cool with it.
All right, so since we're talking about the men's match, let's make a pick. Who's winning the Elimination Chamber? And you can pick first.
Man, I'm gonna just go ahead and say Punk, man. I think with the whole Punk thing, and then the whole if Punk sells his soul to join the corporation and shit, that's gonna be insane. That's gonna be an insane heel turn because we know Punk doesn't. Punk is for the people, and then for him to do this shit, and that would be fucking insane.
I'm with Ant, man. Punk's my pick. And I'm right there with you as well because we remember the old WrestleMania when Stone Cold sold his soul to McMahon to get that belt off the Rock.
That's what I'm fucking thinking. That's what
I'm
thinking.
I mean? We could be right there again, and Punk would be the guy to do it because he's the guy you never thought would do it.
And then you give him a goofy, and then you give him a goofy ass sidekick or some shit, man. You got to give him like how Stone Cold had Kurt Angle. You got to give him somebody too. It's like somebody just goofy as a motherfucker.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
Okay,
give me a corporate R-Truth. Fuck it. Let's see how that goes.
Oh my god. Do I look good, Mr. McMahon?
You can give me that. That shit would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that'd be real good.
Oh, my bad, Triple H.
He'll fuck around and call Punk Shane McMahon or some shit. So it would really be just
all right. So as far as a pick, man, like I'm with you. Like I've thought it's gonna be Punk, but the thing that keeps really sticking in my mind is that when you think about, like we say, all these things are obviously going to be Cena's last, but the reason why that sticks in my head is, think about it. He stuck himself in the Elimination Chamber. He's the only one that didn't qualify and shit. And so he put himself in there.
And that's why I'm also thinking too that corporate.
For him, I mean, who knows? Yeah, but I just, to see him lose though, putting himself in there, like, what are we gonna do? Build him down to like where he ain't shit? How are you gonna do that? And then he's gonna win the world title? I don't know, man. Something tells me that, especially given the fact that he stuck himself in there, I feel like that puts all the more pressure on him to have to win.
And that's kind of a heel move too, the way he just put himself in there like that. That's
But I mean, at the same
move.
time, I also do think it's fair. Like, if anyone was gonna say, like, okay, I've earned rank to like put myself into some shit, especially if he's already declared it's his last year. I mean, I'm okay with that.
And look, and then Punk says something about that shit, like, who the hell this guy think he is? He could just put himself in an elimination chamber. He didn't have to compete. So he said something about that shit. And Rock is Hollywood, Cena's Hollywood too. So it's just like, hey, that could
another
be
one of those things that you think would never happen. Yeah. That's one of the great rivalries right there.
We've talked about this on other shows, but I got like a whole hit list of matches like I want to see him do. Like I want to see him and The Rock again. I want to see him and fucking CM Punk again. I want to see
him and Styles again. They put on some bangers.
I'm cool with that. I want to see
Randy got to get another one in.
Yeah, Randy definitely.
Yes.
You got to. Yes. That has to happen. Yeah. You have to give him and Randy again.
See, Phil said the same thing. He said he wants Punk, but he thinks it could be Cena.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's just. And just imagine the promo Cena and Cody cutting, and then Cena's telling Cody, "Do not sell your soul," and then at WrestleMania, it's Cena doing a handshake with The Rock, holding the title.
Yeah, no, this is we're making up to a good WrestleMania, man.
Yes, yeah.
There's Corey.
Look who the cat dragged in.
Hey, long story, boy.
I'm here.
Dad duty calls. You know what I mean?
No, you're good, man. You're good, man.
How's everybody doing, though?
Oh, I'm good.
We were just discussing, does John Cena need to win the Elimination Chamber, given the fact that he put himself in the Elimination Chamber and said that he's going to basically pull rank and say, fuck y'all, I'm taking one of the spots. And we were discussing the fact that, to me, like, obviously under general circumstances, everybody always says, oh, it's going to be Cena. But, like, with this more so, in my opinion, than the Royal Rumble, like the Royal Rumble, there's 29 other people in there, right? And he still came down to the final two. Like it's more, I don't want to say excusable, but it's more understandable, I guess, that he doesn't win when there's 29 other people. But the fact that he like basically pulled rank, put himself in the chamber, it's his last chamber, and if he doesn't win, this is his last chance towards getting a title shot. Part of something in me says that Cena has to win this, otherwise he lost the Rumble and he lost in a chamber after he stuck himself in there. Like you gotta make it at some point where the trajectory starts up if he's gonna win the title.
Yeah, but does he have to win the title if, he's already a huge star. He's just making a return splash. It's not like you're talking about somebody who's making a giant return.
He's going to be back this whole year.
Yeah.
The thing is, he wants to break the record. That's what he wants to do.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying that was what he said. He said, I'm coming back to win the 17th championship to beat Ric Flair. So this really leaves...
If that's the circumstance, then to your point, I guess you kind of have to. You have to lead in that direction.
Money in the Bank is going to be his last chance to even get the opportunity.
That would have to be right, because otherwise, I mean, because like I said, I got no problem with him losing to some young guys or even guys they want to build like throughout this thing. But if we're talking about winning a 17th championship reign, he's got to have an upward trajectory at some point to where he just starts kind of turning into Super Cena, even if it's only for a little while.
It'll be the last chance for the Super Cena. Yeah.
The more I think about it, though, the more I want to see him be the corporate Cena. I just
that will be go from wanting to see. I don't know how that even Dr. Thugonomics Cena to you want to see corporate Cena now. I mean, he's already getting the bald spot, but come on.
I'm just picturing literally I'm picturing on my wall one of those paintings of Cena and The Rock shaking hands in the middle of the ring at WrestleMania. I mean, one of those iconic photos of like, oh my God, it happened.
And then Cena already said, like, once he retires, you're not going to see the jorts anymore. He's just going to be in suits.
Yeah,
you might as well go ahead and test it out now. You know what I'm saying? just where the
Hey,
awkward
You
ass
think
shit.
he's gonna lose to George
Look,
this
he's been
this early into
hustling,
the run?
staying loyal, and being respectful his whole career, man. And he wants that 17 title. Maybe he's got to do some stuff to get it.
I
But
mean,
you
to
did-
be fair, if we were gonna get a heel run out of Cena,
It's got to be
if
now.
he loses and it's like I've been the hustle, loyalty, respect guy, my whole career, and now you guys don't want to show me the respect I deserve, and he goes
See?
full heel. I mean,
Hey,
I
the
don't
more
think
we
it's gonna
talk about
happen,
it, the
but
better it sounds, to be honest.
And look,
I don't think it's gonna happen, but it would intrigue the shit out of me if it did.
look. And a long time ago, we were this fucking close to getting heel Cena. We were this fucking close. So it's like, why not pull the trigger now?
It could be one of those things where Triple H is just like, I don't want to let you go without giving it a shot. I don't want to ever say like,
wow, Phil says he wants corporate Punk just because he isn't there to make friends. He's here to make
Hey,
money.
look, man,
First
Phil,
promotion's coming
great
back.
point.
Phil is hitting on some shit right now. Yeah, because he
Great
did
point,
say
man.
that. He did fucking say
He
that.
did
Great
say
point.
that. He said, "I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to
Or,
make money." So
how about this? I'm about to fuck you up right here. A 2-man power trip. They can bring that back too.
There we go.
bro, that was like, look, as
I'm
a
already
Stone
working
Cold
on
kid,
the slick back hair thing. So
he could just
bro,
imagine.
as a Stone Cold kid, that was literally like one of the things that I most bummed never really got the full run that it should have because Triple H tore his hamstring.
So think about that. Like Punk was the World Heavyweight Championship. Cena has the WWE Championship. The 2-man power trip.
that'd be insane. That would be insane. I'd love that though.
Could you imagine how bad the internet would like fucking revolt? Oh my God, you have so many young talent and you can both the titles and the company to both of these old people.
Look,
Oh
Jacob,
my
just
God.
just think about the first promo they cut in the ring with The Rock. And
Yeah.
really, here's something else. Jey Uso can win the title at WrestleMania. Punk cashes in his favor right after the match, and he beats Jey Uso for the title. Cena go ahead and do that shit, and then we got something there. The next Monday night after the next Monday after Raw,
You could even cash in the following night because I feel like you're gonna want that Jey Uso
I don't
celebration.
know about
at
that
WrestleMania.
combo, Philly B. Drew and Punk is the new 2-man power trip with The Rock backing them.
Yeah, hell no, that's not happening.
I don't know about.
I don't think that's happening.
I don't know.
No, I think it's gonna be Cena and Punk because they've both been kind of showing like shades of heels, shades of heels and everything.
And honestly, out of all of them, that's the only two I could see actually coexisting on anything.
Mhm.
To be honest.
All right. So speaking of 2-man power trips and things of that era, what do we think about Tiffy Time and Stratisfaction? You got Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae.
I didn't know this was something I wanted until now.
Yeah.
Until it happened. I didn't think I want them.
I mean, anytime
Devin's
Until it
dreams are
fucking
still
happened.
haunted by Trish Stratus.
anytime Trish Stratus is on TV, it's a good thing for me.
Yeah.
I say the same thing, but Devin like mortally hates her because she wouldn't give him a hug because he was like a 6 foot tall fucking 13-year-old and looked like a grown ass man.
Sorry, Devin. That does kind of suck. Damn. I get it. But no, this match is good. It's
I've
good.
been pissed too.
Good for Tiffany because I feel like she's getting the rub here, right? Like she's getting the veteran tag team spotlight's kind of on her, and they're trying to build her as a star. So it's going to be a good match for her. I think they're going to win. Obviously, we're in Toronto.
Obviously, got
Trish is there. Big pop. Perfect heel on the other side is Nia Jax.
Shout out to Nia Jax. We got to chat with her at last year's Royal Rumble. I don't know, man. I'm always cool with seeing Trish Stratus on my TV. I mean, as a 90s kid, I mean, between her and Lita, I mean, you can't really go wrong. And, I was listening to her on Busted Open yesterday with past guest of this show, Dave LaGreca, and she said, like for me to come back at this point, it's got to be something that's going to help whoever I'm in the ring with. And like, it's really cool to hear people like her who are obvious trailblazers for the women of pro wrestling to still come back and be like, okay, I want to do this, but I want to make sure that however I'm doing it is going to help somebody else. And how better to help somebody else than to boost up their new champion like Tiffany Stratton. She's already such a big star, but to get like the stamp of approval from somebody like a Trish Stratus is a hell of a stamp.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're all in agreement. I think Tiffy time will be on Saturday as well in Toronto, and they'll be full of Stratisfaction.
Also, shout out Candice LeRae too for getting this look as well. Like,
hell yeah. Always been underrated as fuck. I agree with that.
I love to see it. I love to see it, man. She's worked her ass off of this, so I love to see like she's being put in this spot too.
Very much appreciate that because she's always been good. Like before she got in WWE and everything in between. So I'm with that 100%. All right, so we got through that match. We've got since we're on the topic of the ladies, we've got the women's elimination chamber. Liv Morgan versus Bianca Belair versus Lily's favorite, versus Bayley versus Naomi versus Roxanne Perez. For those of you who are late to the show, Lily's favorite is Alexa Bliss.
Naomi's in there too, right?
Yes, she is.
Yep.
I sense some fuckery with her and Bianca Belair, dude.
Same.
Yeah.
I sense some fuckery. Somebody is going to get in their feelings and somebody is going to turn on the other one out of them too. I think
we're finally about to get to see what the fuck happened exactly with Jade Cargill. I think she's showing up. So I'm
still, even with them showing Liv and Raquel, I'm still not convinced that Naomi didn't have something to do with it.
Honestly and truthfully, who I think is going to win, I'll save it for later. It's going to piss a lot of people off, but I think it's going to end up happening. But this is big for Roxanne
we're picking.
Perez.
Make your pick.
You might as well make the pick.
I say Liv Morgan, bro.
I like that though. I don't mind her in the main event at all.
Yeah, because I'm saying right now, it's gonna be her and Rhea. That shit's not done yet, and I think at WrestleMania, the match is gonna happen. I think Rhea is gonna put an end to this Liv Morgan shit. I think that's gonna end up happening, but I also think for the summer, I think for like after WrestleMania, they're gonna start the program with Liv and Alexa because they've been kind of like hinting at that as well.
Yeah.
All right, J-Bone, who you got? Shout out to everybody who's joining the stream. Says we got about 185 people in here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, the like button, share button, the buttons. And if you're in the mitten, make sure you guys come out to Troy, DraftKings Social. We got happy hour, we got food, we got alcohol, and you could win this belt that is on Ant's shoulder. That also happens to be one of my all-time favorite belts. We'll finish making our picks for the ladies match, and then we're gonna talk favorite championship belts. There you go, Phil. I want Bianca to win. Okay,
Bianca and Rhea have to happen. I would love.
I would not be mad at that at all, bro. Like, to keep it 100 with you, like I said, I already have a hunch that like that's gonna be like they're gonna split, right? And I feel like I don't think they're gonna circle back to Liv Morgan versus Rhea again, at least not this soon. Shit, Philly B might have just changed my mind. Because think about it, though. It kind of goes with exactly what I was talking about. Like I said that I thought that there could really be like some jealousy like in there. And if you think about it, they both had their qualifier matches and they both got into the chamber. But if Bianca Belair were to win and Naomi kind of ends up being second best and then more starts to come out and like if she was the one that they say is behind the thing with Jade, then she starts getting all paranoid and shit, and then like jumps Bianca at some point. I don't know, man. I think Philly B might have just changed my mind. I was gonna say Roxanne Perez as a wild card, but Fuck that. I think I'm going with Bianca Belair.
They
dude.
strapped the rocket to Roxanne like that. Shit, that'd be crazy.
Yeah,
I'll if she actually wins it, I'll say she'll be Rhea. For the
Dude, I
title.
mean, she's bunny, bro.
Oh,
And to
she's
be
legit.
that
She's
young,
legit.
dude.
Yeah,
She's only what, 22?
I think 22,
like that,
23. I mean, she's called a prodigy for a fucking reason.
And she
So-
was what? She was Ring of Honor champ at what? 19?
the first women's Ring of Honor champ, I believe.
At 19, like, dude.
Yeah,
like I said, I'm with it. But who did you say your pick is, J-Bone?
I didn't make one yet, but in that match with the whole Bianca Jade thing, I do think we're gonna figure out what happened with them, with who messed up Jade, but I think it's both of them. I really think they're both hiding the same secret. I think they were both planning an attack, and I think there's going to be some footage somewhere down there, somewhere in that, maybe in the match. I don't know how they're going to get it done, but I think you're going to see one of them actually attack her, and then one of them watching the other one attack her, ready to attack her, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So now it's like, we both were going to do the same thing. You just did it first, which is going to ultimately set up the triple threat match at WrestleMania. I think that's how that's going to go down. But as far as the pick, I do think Roxanne Perez, I won't tell Lily, but I think Roxanne Perez is going to get this one. And I think this is where they do strap that rocket to her back and she goes to WrestleMania. Look, she was the runner-up for the Royal Rumble.
Bro, she's
what is it? I don't remember what the stat was, but I think it's like 8 out of the past 10 runner-ups were in the main event at some magnitude at WrestleMania. You know what I mean?
Go pulling out the stats.
There's a stat there. That's a thing. You know what I mean? So going back to the men's, John Cena, runner-up.
What's wild about it, bro, is that she's so young and is already she's already basically done everything she can do in NXT. Yeah. Like you said, she was the first ever women's Ring of Honor champion. Then on top of that, now she's going up to the main roster. They've already put her in the Elimination Chamber fresh on the main roster. And think about this too. They put her up there right before WrestleMania. Most time when they do that and move somebody up from NXT, it's always after WrestleMania because it's like the big reset. So the fact that they did that and insert her into this match, to me, says a lot about what they think she can do on the main roster.
And I think Roxanne's about to be fully caught up at the roadblock because I think when they think about to do her and Jordan Grace, and Grace is going to get her the fuck up out of here. I really think for Roxanne, her WrestleMania opponent is going to be Bayley.
I'm not mad at that either.
Yeah, I think it's going to end up being Bayley. Yeah, because they've been kind of hitting at that. The rivalry.
Not mad at that at all. Put some respect on Bayley's name, damn it.
Yeah, so I think that's going to end up happening. And to be perfectly honest, it's probably going to end up being for the United States Championship because I can see Bayley beating Chelsea Green for it, and then that could be on the line at WrestleMania.
Chelsea Green entertains the shit out of me, dude. I mean, you can let her keep that belt for a while.
That too. And one thing I have noticed in the company now is there have been some long title reigns.
Yeah, Philly B agrees with J-Bone.
Yeah, there has been some long title reigns, man. So, yeah.
All right, dude. Before we get to Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, what about these championship belts? Now, that one that Ant has on his shoulder, which you guys can win if you come out to the party.
Go right back on my shoulder real quick. Yes. This one right here.
That one was always one of my favorites, only because I'm a Stone Cold guy, always been a Stone Cold guy. And if you really think about it, it was one of the first personalized titles. Like you had Cena with the spinner, with whether that was the US title or the WWE title. You know, you had
the Rated R Championship.
Right. That was what I was gonna say next. You had Ultimate Warrior having the different color straps, but that one was like the first one that was like personalized to somebody. And it was like the crowning but uncrowning, like almost, if it makes sense, because like he was who everybody wanted to be champion, but McMahon was like doing his damnedest to make sure that he didn't win the title. So eventually Austin's just like, fuck you, I got my own belt. Kind of like how Taz did with the FTW belt. So like I don't know. I always was a fan of that belt. I don't know, man, but let me hear what you guys pick first. That one's one of my favorites, but what's the favorite belt
of all time?
Yes,
I gotta go the Winged Eagle belt, man. That's the classic. It's hard to beat a classic. It's
not
for me though. It reminds me like of the Bret Hart days. Too. You know what I mean? It was Bret Hart was my guy, and when he had that strap, bro,
man,
for me, better than that.
It's always gonna be the white strap intercontinental title.
That's a bad motherfucker, dude.
That's always going to be that one. That bitch is a fucking classic, man. It's a classic.
I loved it when Cody brought it back as Dashing Cody Rhodes. I loved that shit.
Yes.
Loved that shit. I was like, that thing is so clean, bro. Like, yes. I always see, there you go. Philly in the comments, bro. Yeah. White IC title. Dude, that thing is clean, bro. That's what a championship.
What was the other ones they had? They had the yellow. Did they have a?
They had a yellow one.
Yeah, Warrior had his own
Warrior
had a blue one too. Like a powder blue one.
Kind of.
There was a powder blue Winged Eagle. There was a powder blue.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
One Winged Eagle. Go ahead.
No, one title I do like and was more recent with the NXT UK title. That was a beautiful motherfucker.
Oh yeah, no, that was good.
Mm-hmm.
Little hint of red in there, like that.
So the Winged Eagle is hard to go against, especially with KO bringing back like the revamped version of that. I would love to see them go back to that belt. Like, I just, that thing's got like a real classic look to it and looks like what a championship belt should look like. Like that's like when you envision world championship, that belt has it.
I got another one for you. The NWA world title.
Yeah. Of course. That's
classic.
I mean, I got the big gold right behind me. Like the big gold has always been a favorite of mine. I would say big gold or for me, I like the Winged Eagle better, but the two I think of is always the Winged Eagle and the Winged Eagle and the Stone Cold version, not the smoke. I mean, I love the Smoking Skull. Like I wanted one of those, but like his version of the WWF Championship.
Yeah.
I always like that one. Those would be like my main two as far as WWF ones, but the big gold has always been clean for me. But like I said, that Smoking Skull one, which you can win this Saturday. I've always loved that title because that was like the first personalized one.
Right.
Like not just like we changed the color of the strap. Like that was the Smoking Skull belt. You looked at that and knew who the fuck's belt that was.
And I also like the big gold with the NWO spray painted on there too. That's always classic.
Yeah.
Even though out of all people that could have been spray painted, what's
your least favorite ones?
Oh man. Really the US title, the US spinner title. I fucking hated that. I fucking hated that.
I actually forgot about that until you just brought it up.
I fucking hated that one. That one. I'm not a fan of the AEW World Title. I'm not.
Really?
Wow. I'm not. Okay. I'm not a fan of it. It's too fucking gaudy. It's way too gaudy. And we seen gaudy titles. That bitch is gaudy. I don't like that one. And of course the Divas title. That you just got to throw that out there.
I hated that belt.
Big ass fucking butterfly. Yeah, you
butterfly one.
I fucking hated that belt. I never liked that belt. So that's one.
You know what? I've never been too fond of the tag team titles. Remember the red and blue ones with like the Spartan.
I don't like those at all.
Man, I hated the original
titles, the ones that look like they got a penny on them and shit.
I'm so glad they got and it took so fucking long to get
and it looks like a bronze title, so it's like, I'm the champion, but it looks like I got third place.
It took too fucking long to switch those over. It took way too long, man.
I like the current incarnation of them. Reminds me kind of the old ones. but ones that I didn't like. I didn't like the. Yes, the 24/7 is hot garbage.
Let's just try to keep that one out of our memory.
That one looks like we put some like the fucking Green Giant belt, and I didn't like the remake. I really didn't like the remake of the hardcore title. I hated that belt. It looked like shit to me. I also let's see what other belts.
Surprised nobody's brought up the $1 million belt, man. $1 million.
Hell no! Don't you dare, you son of a bitch!
That was one of my favorites, but
I thought you were gonna say as ones you don't like. I was like, don't you dare, you son of a bitch! That is like the most out cold type, like the real one that they had all the diamonds and shit in. You'd get mugged walking around with that bitch.
One of my friends actually has it, and it looks way better in person than you would think.
I didn't really care for Undisputed title. That was in the Ruthless Aggression era. It was just too plain to me. It was boring. Very boring title.
Yeah.
It just reminds me of the JBL. I like the JBL era, but it was just
that's what it was too. It was the JBL.
Yeah, it's just a plain looking title. I didn't really care for that one. I don't like the North American Championship. I just think that's a weird looking title as well. And I don't like the current incarnation of the IWGP title. I don't like it.
No.
Yeah, I don't like that one. That looks like Cody's logo to me.
Yeah, it's kind of disgusting.
Yeah. It looks like Cody's logo to me, and it was kind of funny after that they did that, like shortly after he left.
You know, I got another one for you. The first incarnation of the AEW Women's title.
The one with the super small.
The super small one, yeah.
Well, I wonder if that was because they were trying to like show an ode to like the old NWA title, but yeah, I never understood why the women's title was like that small.
Yeah,
really. All right, we got one match left on this card to talk about. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, unsanctioned match. They're gonna beat the dog shit out of each other. I'm very much looking forward to this one, but how do you guys think that that's gonna play out?
It's gonna be violent. It's gonna be
very much so.
I think Randy's showing back up. I think Randy's punting KO. I think KO catching that punt.
Yeah.
I think that shit is gonna happen. Like, you know, because KO put Randy out, so Randy gonna put KO out. Them voices are going to be back. So
yeah,
I can see that shit happening. I was thinking like a package pile driver through a table or some shit. I believe that. I think
Sammy's got to hit him with a package pile driver or something to fuck him up. I don't know how he does it, but
Sammy's going to hit him with that brain buster, that turnbuckle brain buster. He's going to hit him with that shit.
Can I just say that it kind of like hurts my soul that like this is the only time I'll say that I hate that El Generico and Kevin Steen had to happen in Ring of Honor, because I hate the fact that even though we live in a time that WWE is not afraid to admit the things that have happened outside of WWE, they will never, ever, ever, ever reference Kevin Steen versus El Generico anymore, because now that AEW has the library.
Yeah, as long as AEW's got a hold of it, they ain't gonna mention it.
But they're gonna beat the dog shit out of her. The real OGs know what's up. El Generico versus Kevin Steen.
Final battle.
Yes. El Generico was a bad motherfucker. I heard it was Sami Zayn, but I could never confirm it.
No proof, dude.
No
never
proof,
had
no proof at all. No proof. And you know, just looking at the fucking package pile driver to the goddamn ladder. Oh my god.
That was rough, wasn't it?
Yeah. But I think Randy's punting. I think Randy's sending Kevin Owens to hell with that punt. So
I think Sami Zayn's winning this match, bro.
He's gonna win. Yeah, he's gonna win because of Randy. You know, Randy's gonna come back, and then
either that or Sami Zayn's like gonna get fucked up bad.
Yeah. So I think they're both getting structured out, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Bill says he thinks Sammy wins with Randy's help.
That's kind of where I was going. I think since it's an unsanctioned match, obviously we're going to get some violence. It's going to be brutal. I think it's going to get to a point where they beat the hell out of each other and neither one can continue.
What if somebody what if they pull a Shane McMahon and Steve Blackman?
Will they fall off the fucking scaffold?
They're both crazy enough to do that shit. They're both crazy enough to do that shit.
Although that shit was crazy to watch, like that's one of those spots that I look back at it now and I'm like, so why would I just watch you climb all the way the fuck up there?
Right.
Like I'm just saying.
Do you guys think this is the last match though? Or do you think this goes to WrestleMania? Because I feel like
all depends on how Saturday plays out. Honestly, I think it's likely that
career-wise, you can't. I mean, they want to have a match at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
of course they do. But I also think that this match could happen, and then it ends up being Kevin versus Randy at WrestleMania.
And I think they're totally fine doing it in Canada too. And I think this is why they're doing it.
That's another reason why it needs to happen in Canada. And I feel like there needs to be like a definitive winner because they're both from Canada.
Yeah, and it, and like like Sammy said, man, like we're gonna go again. It's not gonna be fun. He said that shit, so why not have the violence?
Dude, somebody's gonna get fucked up. Mark my words, somebody's gonna get fucked up. That's what's gonna happen.
Beat each other so bad that they both can't continue the match, and then
they both getting stretchered, and
they both get stretchered out. We got no winner, and then of course, hey, we got to settle this on the biggest stage of them all, WrestleMania. Maybe
they're gonna beat each other senseless, dog. Like that one, somebody's gonna get fucked up real good in this one.
Yeah,
I just hope he wears. I still hope that he wears the Sami Zayn Forever shirt on Saturday, and then beats the shit out of him.
I want him to wear an El Generico shirt,
man.
Like that, you know what I mean?
Wear an El Generico shirt. If he wears one with just the mask, so it doesn't say El Generico, so they can't say nothing. I swear, I will yell and scream at DraftKings. Son of a bitch.
I'm telling you, man, Kevin is one of those classic fucking trolls, man.
He is, and that's why I think that would be perfect. Or let him come out bringing a mask and have Michael Cole be like, why the hell is he carrying a mask to the ring? But if you really know, you know, dude. And I would be all with that, dude.
I mean, come on, he almost wore the Bret Hart glasses in front of Shawn Michaels. Like, this guy's a fucking asshole, man.
Look what he did with Cody. He was wearing a fucking elbow pad like he was Dusty and shit. Like, come on, bro.
The Cody sucks egg shirt. Oh my god, yeah, man.
Dude, I know. I love shit like that. So I'm just saying, if Kevin Owens somehow manages to hear this, I want to see an El Generico shirt, an El Generico mask, something.
He's such a dickhead.
He tell me he wouldn't do it.
He will do it, but he's such a dickhead with the insider shit. He's such a dickhead with this insider shit, man. Like it's just ridiculous, man.
I just want to see what he's going to try to do. He's got to do it. But
it's gonna be apron power bombs. There's gonna be package pile drivers, people going through shit. It's gonna be haluva kicks all over the fucking world, turnbuckle, brain busters.
Oh yeah, we're going through the crowd. We're going off the sound set. The sound manager better be prepared over there.
Are we gonna see blood?
Yes.
Yes.
We got to see blood on this one, man. It has to be. We got to see blood.
I mean, with these two, there's no way there's not gonna be no.
We could even fall through the ring, like the classic big man spots where they fall through the ring. Something. It's gonna be something unbelievable. Then
somebody's falling off a ladder, through a ladder, around a ladder, through 10-5 ladders.
Pop up power bomb through a table.
Something. Yeah. It's gonna be.
Look, Sami Zayn's gonna be fucked up the next day, and Kevin Owens is going to take a nasty bump off a ladder somehow. I don't know how it's going to happen.
That match has every reason to steal the show.
You want to know what's crazy? This is going to be a very violent pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Elimination Chambers.
3 out of 4 matches are just going to be.
I was going to say Elimination Chambers by their nature.
I don't know. Women bleed though.
Bullshit. What do you mean?
They've been bleeding like crazy. Who just got cut? It was Liv. She got that cut on her eye. She was bloodied up.
That's why I'm saying, bro, they're fighting in the Elimination Chamber. Somebody's getting fucked up in both of those matches. It happens every time.
It's too pretty to be bleeding on their face.
J-Bone has a soul. Fuck it, I'm with it.
I still remember when Brock gave the F5s to Austin Theory off the top of the pod, man. Like, Jesus, man.
R.I.P. to past guests of the show, Austin Theory. But dude,
the only thing that can make this Elimination Chamber event suck is if for some stupid reason the wrestling gods let Logan Paul win. And that's
Now
not going to
think
happen.
about
but-
how nuclear Twitter would be. Holy
Oh
Jesus.
man, God damn it, J-Bone. Why, man? Now I'm thinking about this shit.
Yo, they would be nuclear if
No, you know
that
what's crazy?
motherfucker
Corey, wasn't
won.
it you that was saying something about this a couple weeks ago? How Logan Paul at some point, I don't remember what we were talking about, but you said Logan Paul being like the top guy could like set this shit off.
Oh,
And
it could really. It'll be a fucking chain reaction. It would be so many piss. Like they might. They might.
As much as we would hate it, it wouldn't be a horrible move. He's arguably
honestly,
one of the most popular
And he
people in
could
the world.
win in like some cheap bullshit where he just falls on top of somebody.
And then he shakes the Rock's hand after. Oh man, that would be fucking ridiculous, man. Just
Dude,
corporate,
Twitter would like
Takeover.
go nuclear.
I would just delete mine at that point. I feel like I'd
corporate Logan, like corporate.
He
Logan.
doesn't need to be corporate. Just the fact that Logan Paul has a chance at the world title does enough.
We already hate him so much. Like this is the only thing that can make us hate him more.
Now he's going to get a main event at WrestleMania.
Hey,
Think
man,
about
look,
how pissed all the IWC.
Look,
Oh my God!
Oh my
look,
God!
I'm telling you right now.
Logan Paul.
And I'm telling you, his corporation will be him. Fucking what's his name? God damn it, Theories. Grayson Waller and Dominic.
They're
Mysterio.
splitting soon too.
Yeah, and Dominic. You know what I'm saying? Let Theory go face, and you could just plug in Dominic Mysterio right there. Imagine that nuclear heat of that shit.
Let's just get all the most hated guys in one faction.
Dom with the weak ass flexion that he does.
Hey, look, that guy has like batted a million with women in WWE and still managed to keep his wedding and his marriage intact too. So you know what? At the end of the day,
the man is blessed
I got nothing to say negative
That man-
about Dom
look,
Mysterio. He
that
won
man-
our heel wrestler of the year, but
that man is blessed by the wrestling gods. He's blessed, man.
with that said, gentlemen, we got to let them know. Corey, tell them why the fuck they need to be at this party on Saturday and why they need to be watching Elimination Chamber with us. We got happy hour, we got food, we got belts.
I mean, you pretty much summed up what I was going to say earlier. I mean, like you said, if you want to come out, get some food, the happy hour specials are pretty legit too. That menu was pretty nice. There's like, if I'm not mistaken, it's like $5 or $6 for a ton of different entrees. So come get your grub on, come grab a couple drinks, come hang out with the boys, come watch the event, and maybe, like Kyle said, maybe you'll be the lucky one to walk away with the belt.
Possibly walk out with this motherfucker right here.
Look at that thing.
And
Thing
shit,
is
you could put you know what I'm saying, you could put a lot of money in there. You could put a little bit of money in there. Shout out to Scott who won the Big Eagle title, the last one. So yeah, it's there, man. And also too, we have Elimination Chamber pool. We still got some spots open. You pick a number, and whoever wins, men's and women, you get $100 as well.
There you go.
Yeah, we're giving. They look, man.
Plenty of
like,
chances.
we like to have fun, and y'all can come and win some shit, man. So
And I mean, for any of y'all that are swinging around, man, you know, I will be at. I think I'm going to the Autorama before we go to that as well, dude. Gonna go check out the Autorama, go see the Dudley boys. I hope somebody gets put through a table.
Hey, and it
put
pays to
somebody
get to
through a
these
table.
parties early too. Last time I was the first one there, and I got that Kurt Angle classic action figure. That was pretty dope.
Yeah,
so get there early, man.
Get there early, get a nice spot, man.
Beers on Kyle.
Hey, I'm celebrating my
How
birthday.
do I always get volunteered from this, and this son of a bitch still never drank his shoey? All right,
man. So and then I'm also celebrating my birthday there as well. So yeah, I'm probably gonna be pretty shit faced.
There you go. There you go.
And you're too old. He's gonna take 2 drinks and say he's ready for a nap.
Oh shit.
No, my tolerance has been fucking ridiculous lately, man. It's been ridiculous. No. So we're gonna find out though. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
He says he's gonna channel his inner Stone Cold. That's just because he's got that belt all over his shoulder. But
bro,
with that being said, make sure you guys check in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you check out Tuesday's episode with the great Burt Watson, man. We talked about Joe Frazier, man. We talked about. Thank you, sir. I really enjoyed that one. You can check out the special on the CW. Check out that chat. We talked about him telling Uriah Faber to chill and him realizing what time it is. We figured out how we rolling. We rolling this Saturday. Elimination Chamber. DraftKings Sports Social in Troy. Make sure you're there. We rolling. Peace.